Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation! We will see you on Saturday afternoon! Riley Meister gets the point!
Back into left field! Say goodnight to that baseball!
This is another one! It's back to back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas! Needs the point, and it's alive! Hansen pushes it over! Unbelievable! We play on! It's blocked! We're tied! We're tied! Unbelievable!
After about an hour off, we are ready to go for game number 2 of the day at Andrews Osborne Academy's Loomis Field. It is Premier Santoro taking on the Ironmen, as you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Once again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you today, live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. It was a quick turnaround once Premier was ready to go. Had around 15 minutes to get warmed up after their 10-8 win over the Midwest Stars. They now look to improve to 2-0 on the day, and with it, win the pool. This is the pool championship game. Keep that in mind. The winner moves on as a top 3 seed. The loser will have to be the number 6 seed, as 4 and 5 has already been decided. It'll be Premier as the away team with Saboni, Fries, and Kalinowski leading off this inning as they look to get a quick start once again, just like they did in their first game today. As for the Ironmen, they will have, let's see here which card it is. That's the correct card. It'll be Luke Lockick on the mound, getting the nod in this game as his first pitch will connect for strike one. There we go. Just trying to finish writing out the lineup cards that we got 5 minutes ago. The 0-1 also there. So a 2-strike count to begin. Lockick looking really good to begin as he looks to make it 3 for 3 in the strike department. And he will, but this one is fouled off. Count remains 0-2 on Swaboni, the rising senior out of Walsh Jesuit High School. We'll try it again. This 0-2 will miss low for ball one. A relatively similar lineup for the Ironmen, but plenty of depth, so they have made a couple of changes, which we will get to in a few moments. He'll try it again. Here's the 1-2. This time goes to the top and just keeps it too high. So 2-2 count on the left fielder. Lockick still trying to find his rhythm early. But of course, plenty of time to really make that happen. But from 0-2 to full, an interesting start here. Savoni working this count quite well and is 1 ball away from getting on as the leadoff man. Full count 3-2. The payoff pitch again is fouled away. Second foul tip of the sequence for Swaboni. And both foul balls were quite good. Good, strong contact. Still has to protect here. Count remains full 3-2. Once more the payoff pitch. This time a line drive into left center field. And this one is going to get down in the gap. Swaboni gunning for second. And he is going to be in with a lead-off double. Premier Santoro picks up where they left off earlier on today. They scored 10 in game number 1. And it's a double to begin game number 2. What a way to straighten it out. Had to battle from down 0-2, ran it full with some foul balls. Finally, finds one he likes, and he takes it the other way. Exactly what the doctor ordered for this offense, as that'll bring us to Danny Fries, the third baseman. The rising senior out of Brookside High School this past season hit .282 in 12 games. And he'll have a chance to move along Swaboni as he takes strike one. As well, it is worth noting that we do have a shortened time limit of 1 hour and 45 for this game, just like the rest of pool play. Main reason why, trying to get all these games in, as this game started nearly an hour late. And again, our next game scheduled for noon will be starting probably an hour late as well. The 1-1 taken down the right field line, and it's going to be fair into the corner again for extra bases. Swaboni will score from second. Fries is getting waved on to third, trying to leg out an RBI triple, and he will do just that. Premier strikes first in game number 2 of the day. It's back-to-back extra base hits. What a start for this offense. 2 really good swings, just perfect placements. This is the offense that Premier is going to have all day if they are to repeat what they did in game number 1. But they have come out firing on all cylinders. And it's a 1-0 lead to show for it. As for Lockick, he has a lot of work to do to get his team back in this game. This is what the Tide tried doing to the Ironmen in the top of the first last time. Just couldn't connect. The 0-1 this time. Kalinowski gets jammed up. A high pop-up over towards second and short as this one will be caught by Zarella for out number 1. A nice job tracking it down on the edge of the outfield grass. So now Evan Lucas will step in, wearing number 13, the now graduate of Normandy. A .432 average with 14 RBIs, 10 doubles, and 3 stolen bases this past season for the Invaders. A really good season for him, all things considered. And he is hoping to take that good form into the last couple of weeks of summer baseball. The 0-1 weak poke off towards the left side. It's going to get through on the infield, and the throw to first is going to be well late. It's an RBI infield single for Evan Lucas. That'll make it 2-0 Premier. And still only 1 down in the top of the first inning. This is the dream start for Premier Ohio. This is the team who finished their game late, made the drive over around 20 minutes from Hawken, and they have come out playing some really good baseball. Could be a surprise, but I think this group, they knew coming in what they were capable of, and they kind of put it in their mind that they were going to come out here and not waste a trip. And so far, so good in that department. The 0-1, Jonda flies it foul and out of play. And it looks like, again, we are running out of baseballs. So an 0-2 count on Jonda. It is Dom Santoro, the center fielder, in the on-deck circle. Lockett. This is high. Count 1-2. But just goes to show how quick a game can change and how momentum just changes along with it. Now the 1-2, lobbed high. Keep in mind, the first at-bat of this game started 0-2. It took a great battle to even make it a competitive at-bat. Then from there, double, triple, infield, RBI single. The 2-2, high and in, full count. Good patience from Griffin Jonda, who this past season went 2 for 6 for St. V's with 1 RBI. And a 19-10 overall record. Here's the payoff pitch. It is high for ball 4. 4 of the first 5 runners have reached successfully for Premier. And now it turns to Santoro. A PO this past season for Padua through 2 innings at a 3.5 ERA as the Bruins made it all the way to the Final 4. Time is called here. A very similar defensive start for the Ironmen. The big difference, though, they didn't allow any runs at all in that game, let alone the first inning. Here, with 1 down, already down by 2. And it just goes to show how consistent Premier Santoro is today in this tournament. This is the dream start for them. You can play both of your pool play games in the same day and could have a bracket play game later. This is how you make a statement to the rest of the tournament that you guys are a force to be reckoned with. And they had the Geeter this morning pitch, so they still do have some good pitching coming up. As it looks like in this game, it'll be Ziegler, and then who knows where it goes from there. The 1-0 swing and a miss. But if they can save some pitching, and that was the key for the Ironmen. They used 1 extra pitcher who now is on the mound in this game, but they don't want to go too deep into their pen, especially if, with a loss here, they drop to the 6th seed and will have to play a 3 seed, which could even be a rematch. But 4-5, I believe, is confirmed, and they should be playing at around 2:15 today at Hawken. The 2-1 in the dirt for ball 3. Once again, after this, that'll be the final game of pool play. It's the Midwest Stars taking on the Ohio Tide, potentially for one final spot into the field of 8. The 3-1, it'll miss high for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And it'll be Michael Ziegler, the pitcher, a chance to give himself some run support. Time quickly called here, as the Ironmen are less than satisfied with what they have seen so far. A couple of guys going down to get warm. I think it is going to be double action. They didn't expect this at all, but just a really rocky start. Premier has come out and has absolutely jumped ahead of Lockett. 26 pitches in, already up 2-0 with the bases loaded. And once again, it's just so impressive we keep mentioning it. This is a team who had to travel from Gates Mills, around 15 minutes away, after playing a game that went really, really deep into it, a game that easily could have ended in 5, ended in 7 with only a 2-run win to show for it. They turn around and less than an hour later find themselves up 2-0 the exact way they began the day at 8 a.m. As well, I will say, prefacing that later game today, there is a chance that we are not here for it. The Storms are projected to come in at around 2:15. If there is a window and it looks like it's going to get bad, that we can actually get out of here safely with the equipment, we are going to take that window and do it, because we understand the moment it starts storming at this field, we are going to get delayed, and then from there, the delays will just continue mounting up. But if this game is quick and we start the next game on time, or relatively on time, probably by 12:30, we'll be here for that game as well. Ziegler, he will swing and miss to begin his at-bat, but this Ironmen team, they just need to find the second out now. Double action in the pen, trying everything they can. The 0-1 taken high. In the bottom of the first, it'll be Blair, Bradley, and Ganoki. 1 through 3 due up. Of course, Pearson Ganoki had a really good first game today. The 1-1 is low. 12 strikeouts for him, an RBI double, a couple of pickoffs. Everything and anything that you could have asked out of your starting pitcher, he did. Going 6 1/3. Now the 2-1, swung on and missed. Count 2-2, and after Ziegler, it goes to Hanlon. Ziegler, the 7th batter of the inning for Premier. Can he extend their lead? The 2-2, he'll foul it off. A good survival swing, so we will do it again. And depending on what happens today in bracket play, as of right now, we'll have 3 games here tomorrow. Could be more. Now the 2-2. Not a bad spot, but still misses. And just like that, we are 1 ball away from walking in a 3rd run. Lockett has to have it here. If not, that could be the end of his day. The payoff pitch, Ziegler will swing and miss. So Luke Lockett will get his first strikeout of the game, and with it out number 2. Absolutely needed that strikeout. And now it goes to Hanlon. Definitely getting warmer outside. So we'll see how fatigue affects both of these teams, albeit with a decent-sized break in between their games. Hanlon will step in and see strike 1. Considering how this inning started, I think a 2-0 deficit would be satisfactory for the Ironmen. The 0-1, Hanlon fouls it back. After him, it's Kitzberger, the catcher, and then we go back to the top of the order. 8th batter of the inning, looking to extend it to at least 1 more. The bases still loaded. The 0-2, Hanlon takes it over towards first. It's going to be bobbled by Ganoki, and the play at first is not in time. That'll bring in 1. The bases stay loaded on the E3, and that'll make it 3-0 Premier. Just couldn't get it cleanly down the line. Good cover attempt, but not quick enough in the end. And now it turns to Kitzberger, the catcher, so Premier, at worst, will bat around in the top of the first inning. What a start this is. First pitch, Kitzberger will take it at the top of the zone for strike 1. 3-0 Premier, your score, top of the first inning. The 0-1 this time, well high. Wearing number 31, Kitzberger, the rising senior out of Brookside this past season, hit .393 with 10 RBIs, 1 double, and 12 stolen bases in 12 games. The 1-1, swing and a miss. A lot of whiffs from Lockett, but also a lot of misses from him, as his pitch count is, I would assume, nearing 40. The 1-2, high and in. As well, it looks like a few players from the Ohio Tide are making their way back here. I don't know if they know exactly that this game is still in the top of the first. Now the 2-2, it's high. Full count 3-2 with Swaboni in the on-deck circle, who already has doubled in this game. Really big pitch coming here for Lockkick. The payoff pitch. Kitzberger will swing and miss. The side is retired. Premier bats around. They bring in 3, but the bases are stranded loaded. Middle of 1 in Willoughby. 3-0 Premier, an early lead here in Game 2 of the NABF World Series. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. It's a strong start for Premier in game number 2 of the day, which also happens to be a pool play championship. Both teams 1-0 entering this game, but Premier up 3-0. A great start for them as you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Back to the action we go with Easton Blair leading it off for the Ironmen as he will see strike 1 from Michael Ziegler. Wearing number 18, the rising senior out of Brecksville High School. 3 innings of work this past season, 4 runs, one of which was earned, 4 walks, 6 punch-outs, and a 2.33 ERA and 1 appearance, which he ended up winning for the Bees. Count quickly 0-2 on Easton Blair. Both teams batting 9 in this game. We'll see if that does impact them at all, as Premier will have the same 1-2-3 do up again in the second. Ziegler's 0-2, good drive over towards left field and through. It's a strong leadoff single for Easton Blair, and that'll help the Ironmen as they look to mount their comeback here in the home half of the first inning. Just a really good swing, takes it the other way. 2 really good 2-strike swings in the leadoff spot today. And now it's Easton Blair at first after a really good first game, setting up Eddie Bradley. A chance for him to keep it going as this team, again, they have the tools to make it out of here with something. They just have to show now why they belong in this game and why they deserve a top 3 seed. Full play shortened up by 1 game due to the storms, and more than just that, just due to the smoke that has canceled so many games. The 0-1 just missing high. I mean, we lost games all across Thursday and Friday in this tournament. You look at yesterday, the 965 had to cancel everything yesterday because of the air quality. It was that unplayable. And I will say it was that bad outside. It wasn't like they just decided, hey, it's not the best out. No, it was actually quite bad. The 1-1, swing and a miss. was less than desirable yesterday, and hopefully with the rain coming in later today, that'll wash out any remaining smoke. Count 1-2, runner at first, none down. Ziegler, he'll throw back to first, and it's not in time. And once again, as I mentioned before, this will be a shortened game, an hour and 45-minute time limit. We'll see if we do hit it or not. Runner goes 1-2, pitches wide, throw down to second, not in time. Not a bad offering from Kitzberger. And now Blair looks like he's a little shaken over at second. Count 2-2, and we'll see if he's okay, and he'll take a second to stretch out. I don't think the slide was the most comfortable for him. Count sits at 2-2, runner at second, none down. Ziegler back to work, delivers, and again, it'll miss high. Full count 3-2. As it looks like we are in store for a really long first inning. Potentially a high-scoring first inning as well. Ziegler's payoff pitch. It is high and in for ball 4. And just like Premier, the first two runners easily aboard to begin the first. So now it turns to Pearson Ganoki. A really good first game. Again, 12 strikeouts on the mound. Had an RBI double back in the first inning. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind replicating the RBI double right here. But right now, I think the approach for this Ironman team is going to be patience. Unless it's perfect, I don't see a swing coming. Until we see a strike, of course. But otherwise, I'd be surprised if they do get overly aggressive down 3. The 1-0, they will. And it looks like they shouldn't have, as that pitch was well high. Sometimes you should just take a second, wait until you actually see the strike, and then attack. Otherwise, you're giving away free pitches to a pitcher who just walked aboard somebody who now has 2 on behind him as well with none down. You're helping out the other team in a not-so-good way. And again, we'll have a rundown. We have seen so many today. Ziegler, did he interfere with him? The answer right now is no. Throw back to third. They're going to run him back to second here. He's going to trip, and he is out of the base path. So 1 down. And I think now they're going to appeal it. I think he wants interference. I don't know if he's going to get it. There is a case, potentially, as he did run into him. And they are going to call him out. I think that's what the appeal was. And definitely some frustration by Coach Otto over at third base. Didn't like the decision given, but again, you can't get that aggressive on the bases. I like the aggressiveness. You can't keep getting picked off. We saw it as an issue in Game 1. I know that it was Ironman doing it to the Ohio Tide, but how many times have we seen a pickoff? You can't have it. It's a free out given away to a team who, again, was struggling. And all this is doing right now is just eating into the time limit. I mean, we've wasted how many minutes here? 2, 3? Let's get back to the game. And it looks like that's what we're going to do. There's no real way to appeal that one. The guy in the right spot didn't call it. The 1-1 low for ball 2. That's the thing. If you appeal, you really can't get advice from somebody who had the worst position of the two. We've seen some reversals with it, but I think this was the right call. If interference was going to be called, I think it was going to be right away, or if something was going to be called, it was going to be right when it happened, not after the play was over, especially after that runner was already shaken up earlier on this inning. The 2-1 high for ball 3. Again, you take away that swing, it's 4 straight balls, and it was well high. Aggressiveness is good at the right time. Still a good chance, though, for a walk. The 3-1, it's wide for ball 4, and indeed it will be. So back-to-back walks, and if it wasn't for the antics on the bases would be loaded with none down. Instead, it'll turn to Lockett. Lockett struggled on the mound in the first inning, but a chance to make amends here. He is the tying run this inning. But a really long first inning so far. First pitch, Lockett sees. He'll take for strike one. Yes, that's what you need to do after seeing a bunch of balls, which you go back to, we saw, probably 6 in a row going back to the second at-bat of the inning. The one was only a strike because of the swing and miss. The 0-1 this time, Lockett takes it to right field, and it's going to ping off the right fielder. That'll bring in at least one. And that'll keep runners at the corners. It's an RBI single for Luke Lockett. That'll put the Ironmen on the board in the home half of the first inning. His second at-bat of the day, both absolutely lasered into right field. Got the best spot possible there, just drilled it the right way. Nothing more you could ask him to do there. And with one down, it turns to Newton. And Newton gets well underneath it, fouling it away. But now 3-1, so a 2-run game as things stand. Still plenty of time for this Ironman group to get back in it and potentially tie it, even this inning. Which I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. The 0-1 pulled over towards third. They're going to throw over to first, and it is in time for out number 2. That's the right call. There was really no other play. Fries made the right play happen. It does bring in a run, which does hurt. But you'll take it now 3-2, and the tying run stands in scoring position for the Ironmen. Once again, for Premier, top of the order, due back up in the top of the second inning. Combined 5 runs so far, more combined runs so far in this game than we had in all of game number 1 today at Loomis. And now the tying run 90 feet away. Just goes to show you that baseball and its many facets can always be different. It's never really the same game twice. And I don't think anybody was expecting another 2-0, 3-0 game here. We were expecting some runs in this game just based on what we saw, especially from Premier in their last game, combined with the Ironmen figuring out their offense a little bit. At least a little bit, looking ahead. And they did. One swung on a miss by Gilmore. Braxton Gilmore, the shortstop, looking to keep this inning going with a runner at third. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ziegler looking to get out of the inning as well. Gilmore skies this one towards the pitcher. And he is going to make the catch to end the inning. A nice job by Ziegler keeping his composure as that'll retire the side and bring us to the second inning. Premier hanging on to their lead. 3-2 your score through 1 in Willoughby. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. The call to the bullpen has been made, as it'll be Travis McMurray, the catcher from game number 1, coming on to pitch here in the second inning. It's Groundhog Day. Same top 3 due up for Premier in the second. 3-2 your score, as you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on SmeeSports. McMurray that time will find the zone. 1-1 the count. The rising senior out of Struthers this past season threw just over 7 innings with a 3.82 ERA. Again, Coach Tommy Otto, the head coach at Struthers, is the head coach of this Ironmen team. A lot of his Wildcats have made the journey over with him to Class B baseball in Youngstown, as Swaboni puts this ball in the right center field for a leadoff single. What a start to game number 2 for Nick Swaboni. 3 total bases, a double to begin, now a single. So far, so good in inning number 2 for Premier, as that'll bring up Danny Fries, who tripled his first time up. But this is what Premier has been waiting for. Breakout performance after breakout performance. They enter this tournament 11-15. You play your cards right, you could exit it right around 500 and have a final push next week potentially to finish above 500. Of course, you lost some of your key pieces before the season started, and you didn't have a lot of those guys for your pivotal early season games because of the OHSAA tournament, but still they have battled quite well to be in this spot. The 1-0 taken for a strike. As for the Ironmen, they win here, 8-10 on the season. They could also do some damage and potentially get to 500 when it's all said and done. Now the 1-1 taken high for ball 2. It looks like now there might be some more action in the bullpen for the Ironmen, as I think a lot of this is just trying to find a pitcher who can shut down Premier, while also keeping guys fresh for the bracket run. So now 3-1 on Fries. It is Kalinowski, the right fielder in the on-deck circle. As well, you look at Lockett, he ended that inning with around 40 pitches. That was, I'm sure, a big part of why he was taken out of the game. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Count now full on the third baseman, who hit an RBI triple his first time up today. The power has been there for this Premier team. And it's going to be a balk. Cam set and dropped the baseball. That's one of those mistakes that you have to avoid going forward. And looking into the pen, that'll be number 8. And Magilski getting warm for the Ironmen. This could easily become a bullpen game, and it might already be a bullpen game. As for Premier, I think they're going to see how far Ziegler can take them. From there, they'll gauge who they have left and who they decide they can throw. Once more, the payoff pitch, and again, it's fouled away. They just don't want to overplay their hand. You never know. They might have more pitching coming in tomorrow. If they have guys that can come in and pitch the bracket run, more power to them. They do have capable pitchers on their roster, yes. But a guy like a DeGeeter who can come in from another Premier team, you would take it. Here's again the payoff pitch, this time swung on and missed. McMurray works through it and gets his first strikeout of the day. It's 1 down in the top of the second inning, setting up Kalinowski, the right fielder. The rising senior out of Valley Forge High School this past season hit .214 with 5 RBIs in total. Looking to move Soboni along from second. This time, he will pop it up going towards left center. And it is going to get down. They collide out in left center, the shortstop and the center fielder. Soboni will take third in the process, and that'll put runners at the corners on the E6. They appear to be okay. They will have time called here to check on them. But a nasty collision that easily could have been avoidable with some communication. They do appear to be okay, but that's not what you want to see, especially when you had a great chance to get the second out of the inning. Now it turns to one of the strongest hitters in this lineup, and Evan Lucas, who hit an infield RBI single his first time up today. Now, it looks like time's still in here. I think his sunglasses may have broken. That might be part of it. But still action in the pen. And that could definitely be sped up if Lucas does his job here. Premier up 3-2 in the top of the second inning. Looking to make this one a little bit more convincing like it was a little bit back. Good take from Lucas to begin. Once again, coming up, time permitting, it'll be the Midwest Stars taking on the Ohio Tide. And that'll conclude our coverage today. Our triple header at Andrews Osborne. The 1-0 Lucas. Fly ball sent into left field. It'll be caught for out number 2. Slaboni will tag from third, and he will score. It's a sac fly for Evan Lucas, his second RBI of the day. And Premier will take a 4-2 lead. It's a productive out, and as we mentioned last game, and as we like to say, it's the classic trade-off, an out for a run. You always take the trade-off in a situation just like this. It was made possible by 2 plays, though. The balk and the dropped pop-up. Those 2 were killer. You get rid of them, it's still 3-2, and we're probably in the home half of the inning. Instead, Premier has an extra lifeline. And we'll see if they can continue to extend its use. The 1-0 tipped back by Jonda. For those just tuning in, this game in the top of the second as we started quite late. So our next game will start nowhere near on time. 1 strike, the count runner at first, 2 down. Another good hold from Jonda. In the home half of the inning, it'll be Lindo, Cash, and Zarella, 7 through 9, due up for the Ironmen. And that'll complete their first go-around. The 2-1, Jonda holds and sees ball 3. After Griffin, it goes to Dom Santoro, the center fielder. But Premier making a habit of batting quite consistently and nearly around again. The 3-1. I'll make it interesting. It's strike 2. 5th batter of the inning, but either way, it's a success. You score 1, and you'll have an extra insurance run to play within the home half of the inning. The payoff pitch, foul back. So we will do it again. As of right now, a beautiful day for baseball at Andrews Osborne Academy in Willoughby. But again, we do have some storms coming up later on today. So we'll see how that does impact bracket play when it's all said and done. Count still full, 3-2 on Jonda. There is ball 4. A great battle in the end, fouls one off. And for the second time today, he will take a free base. McMurray this inning has thrown 22 pitches already. So the pitching staff has thrown over 60 combined pitches across 2 innings. That is not good for them going forward, especially if they are to play another game today. Part of it still is figuring out who can shut down this Premier lineup, which I'll say even with it being less damage than the last inning, McMurray has not done that. He's still been good. I'll give him a lot of credit. But they need a lot more to go in their favor if this is to be a good result. 2-strike count on Santoro, and he will take ball 1 high. Time 11:34, so I would say around just over 40 minutes into this game, so about an hour left. The 1-2, head level. Maybe in another game, bases loaded, game on the line, you bring in 1, you win. He might wear that one. Not here, though. Count 2-2. McMurray back at it as Santoro will wave and miss to end the inning. Second strikeout of the day for Travis McMurray, and that'll limit Premier to only the 1 run in the second. Middle of 2 in Willoughby. Premier adds on, now up 4-2 on the Ironmen.
Experiencing pain of any kind?
call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Welcome back to Loomis Field on the campus of Andrews Osborne Academy. Bottom of the second inning, 4-2 Premier. As you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on SmeeSports in partnership with the Diamond League. It'll be Lindo leading off for the Ironmen as they look to make their way back into this game, an abbreviated game once again as our time limit is set for an hour and 45 minutes. But so far, a good offensive battle. Each team getting some runs on the board early. The defense is still looking to show up as we are yet to have a half inning without any runs scored. And I wouldn't be surprised based on the way that this game is going if we only play 4 or 5 innings. Just as a really slow game as things stand. Here's the 1-1. That's a good pitch from Ziegler. Pitch count, that's the big difference. I would say over 60 so far for the Ironmen, under 30 for Ziegler as things stand. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes on the catcher. And there is strike 3 looking, 1 up, 1 down. Michael Ziegler finds his first strikeout of the game. Once again, for those wondering what's at stake, this is the last game of pool play for both teams. Only 2 games in pool play for this tournament due to the conditions earlier on this week. The winner will win the pool. And with it, they will be a top 3 seed entering bracket play later on today. So a big incentive to win this game. With a loss, I believe you are slotted in as the 6th seed. As I think just overall run differential wise, you cannot get any higher than that. The 1-0 fouled away. And I think part of that also is the fact that those teams are 2-0, which makes quite a big difference. Count 1-1 on Cash, the right fielder. Ziegler back to work, and this time he will skip it in. Count 2-1. The 2-1 taken high for ball 3. Again, this Loomis Field complex renovated a few years back. The scoreboard relatively new, pretty much the same exact model and same exact design as Lakewood's new scoreboard up in Cleveland. Here's the 3-1 as there is the good response from Ziegler. Count full 3-2. For Ziegler, a big pitch coming up, looking for 2 up, 2 down to begin the inning as he wants to keep his pitch count on the low side. And he really needs to as time's called. But I absolutely love the art out in center field and even out in left and right. You can see the Andrews Osborne Academy script, but also with it, the Cleveland Buckeyes logo, which is the BHM logo, and with it, a few different variations of the Phoenix, which is AOA's mascot. The payoff pitch, well in for ball 4. A nicely drawn walk by Cash. And that's a 1-out base runner for the Ironmen. Of course, you go back to last inning, you had an opportunity to score more than just the 2. But a runner picked off earlier on in the inning, derailed that opportunity. There was still more conversation about it back in the top of the second inning, as the pitcher did make contact with the runner. They didn't call interference initially. They didn't go back and reverse the call either. They stood with what I thought was the right call. But still, I'm sure some frustration, as that would have made the game a little bit different entering the second inning. A tied game opposed to a 1-run game. It's very different, and if this game does end 1 run different, then there's your difference right there, early on in the game. The 1-0, take it for a strike. For Premier in the top of the third inning, it'll be Ziegler, Hanlon, and Kitzberger. Bottom 3 due up. Once again, coming up after this, it'll be our final game of pool play as the Midwest Stars take on the Ohio Tide. Still no sign of the Midwest Stars players, as I'm sure they understand that this game is more than delayed, or at least was. The 1-1, take it for a strike, back pick, down to first, not in time from Kitzberger. But not a bad attempt either. I would expect that game to begin right around 1 o'clock today. Hopefully a little bit before. Count 1-2. Fly ball, high, skied instead, over towards short. And it'll be caught by Jonda for out number 2. Just got well underneath it, more than I thought initially. And in the end, it dies on the infield. And back to the top of the order we go with Easton Blair. With it out as well, Ziegler up to 36 pitches on the day. So averaging right around 20 an inning, which still is not ideal, but a lot better than, what, the 30 plus that the Ironmen are currently averaging. Definitely concerning going forward, that pitch counts. Bunt shown here to catch the defense off guard, and it will. Throw to first on the slide, won't be in time. Throw back to second, won't happen either. It's a perfectly executed bunt from Blair. He is now 2 for 2 on the day. Usually that's not a bunting spot, but no better way to catch the defense off guard. Perfect execution, and now a chance for Eddie Bradley to do some damage. He walked his first time up. And a chance for him to get his first hit. Hit .292 this past season for Struthers, and has 45 career hits in 77 games for the Wildcats. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind a big hit here. But these long innings eventually will catch up to both teams. But we'll see eventually what inning we do end this game in, as I'd be surprised if the answer was 7. The 1-0 taken in the dirt for ball 2. And still, as we'll keep mentioning until it actually happens or it's proven false, bad storms coming later today that could also derail the rest of our afternoon. So getting a quick start was going to be pivotal here, and it just didn't happen. That second game just going along hurt everything. The 2-0 ground ball right back to Ziegler. And that'll keep the Ironmen off the board in the second inning. Off to the third we go in Willoughby. Score remains 4-2 Premier, as you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on SmeeSports.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3888 3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Two innings down in game number 2 of the day. 4-2 Premier on top as you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on SmeeSports in partnership with the Diamond League. So far, so good for Premier. Across their 2 games today, in 9 innings so far, they have scored a combined 14 runs. They have been quite impressive offensively. As for the Ironmen, they have only scored 6 in the same amount of innings. Their offense has more work to do. McMurray defensively will stay on the mound, but we'll see how long he does stay in, as this could easily become a bullpen game if it already hasn't. At the same time, though, with that time limit, that'll definitely help them out, especially if this game does go sideways. Which you can also make an argument that it already has. But as things stand, we have, I would say, less than an hour left in this game. Just depends on when they officially have the time limit at. Don't know exactly when they opted to start. It could have been around 10:50, so that would mean we are about an hour in. It'll matter soon, though. The 3-1 line drive into center field and caught. Directly to Blair it goes for out number 1. But not a bad swing at all from Michael Ziegler. Barreled up the baseball, sent it perfectly into center. But just like in soccer, you cannot put the ball right at the defense. Directly there, it's never going to end well, and with 1 away, it goes to Hanlon. A .240 average this past season in 18 games played for North Royalton as a junior, now going into his senior season. The 0-1 he'll take for strike 2. McMurray really settling in nicely this inning. Looking for his defense's first 1-2-3 inning of the game. That time, it won't help. Count 1 and 2, and you look ahead to the bottom of the inning. It'll be Ganoke, Lockett, and Newton, 3 through 5 coming up. And they will be coming up soon. 2 up, 2 down. Third strikeout today for Travis McMurray. Just needs to keep it going the way it is right now. Quick innings defensively, long innings offensively. And that'll be their recipe for success, to go out here and take this one away from Premier, who jumped out early on. Up 3 to begin, but we saw what happened in the 7th inning against the Midwest Stars, really making that game quite interesting. From 10-2 to 10-8 it finished. And now the Stars will have to work through the next game to see if they even play on from here. Which you'd have to think, given that offense, they'll be able to put something together in that game. The 1-1 taken for strike 2. Count now sits at 1 ball, 2 strikes. McMurray looking for the 1-2-3 inning. Kitzberger drives it over towards first, and it's caught. It's another great play from Ganoke, and the side is retired. To the home half of the third we go as Premier goes in order. Score remains 4-2.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
A great catch to close out the top of the third. Now, Pearson Ganoki looks to begin the home half of the inning with a similar impact play this time offensively. First pitch of the inning, wide for ball one as you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on SmeeSports in partnership with the Diamond League. 4-2 Premier on top, 3 runs coming back in the first, 1 in the second, but nothing in the third for the visitors. The 1-0 runs well inside. But you look at this game, the winner, a top 3 seed, the loser in the 4 through 6 pod. It'll definitely be a telling game depending on where these teams finish in the overall brackets. The 2-0 skips in for ball 3. Again, top 2 from each pool are guaranteed to make it to the bracket. Then 2 of the best 3 in the third place spot will make it through. And then, of course, fourth place just kind of out. The 3-0 is high and in for ball 4. It is a passed ball. But Ganoki will take a leisurely jog down to first. That'll be the second time that he walks today, now bringing up Lockett, who does stay in the game as the DH. 2 for 2 overall today across 2 games, both with strong singles to right field. Got a hold of the baseball the best way possible, just drove it. And it wasn't looking back after that barrel made contact. Definitely want something a little bit stronger here. You're down by 2 in the third in a game that odds are will not see the 7th inning. This is about the halfway point. You have to keep that in mind. And you have to be a little bit more urgent, especially as the innings fly by. As for Premier, they're up by 2. I'm sure the time limit for them couldn't come soon enough. And with it, if you can save pitching, even better. Sigler's 1-0, taken for a strike. But this next game is going to be really important. Not that this one isn't, but you're looking at win or go home stakes to close out pool play. Now the 1-1 taken high for ball 2. But overall, this schedule pretty much blown up from what it was supposed to be initially. This was supposed to be the OEB versus Warcats slot. But in the end, only playing 2 games in pool play opposed to 3. Lockett underneath it, skies it over towards left field. As this one will be caught by Swaboni for out number 1. A nice job tracking it down as he has had himself quite a nice day. I mean, you look at what he's done offensively. Double, single, we'll see him again in the 4th inning. What has been consistently there, has made things happen on the bases. An overall solid offensive performance with a few bits of defense sprinkled in. Not too many. But also hasn't made any glaring mistakes either. So now Hayden Newton, the third baseman, will step in. Wearing number 19. An RBI ground out his last time up was his fate. And this time, he'll get hit in the back. So a hard 90 puts him on at first. And with it moves Ganoki up to second. Now bringing in Braxton Gilmore. Gilmore, the first time up, popped out to the pitcher. Tying run at first base. Keep that in mind for the Ironmen, especially if they can put the pieces together offensively. As for Premier, they need to start making a stop. They need outs, and they need them quick. No real time for them left to lollygag. Ziegler finding the zone once again. Connects for strike 1. Bottom of 3, 2 on, 1 down. 4-2, Premier on top. But definitely in jeopardy of surrendering that lead. The 0-1, line drive, sent towards left field. Swaboni is there, though, for out number 2. Again, it's one that popped nicely off the bat, but directly to the left fielder. Had the right idea, but he has both put outs this inning. As now it turns to Lindo, the catcher. The Ironmen need something from this inning, even if it is just 1. You can't put 2 on early and then walk away with nothing. It goes back to what I've said about urgency a few times. This game, it's 15 minutes less in distance. As this one's thrown down to first. That'll put runners at the corners here. Going back to it, it's 15 less minutes, which it doesn't seem like a lot, but that will probably at some point cut off an inning, whether it be in this game or not. It'll eventually impact the game. I think it will be this game. It gives you less time, especially when you're trailing, to make that comeback. The 1-0 fouled back, and woof, a wicked bounce off the backstop. A wooded backstop. Not wooden, that's not the right term at all. It's more stone. With cinder block covered by stone. But plenty of zip behind it. You hit it the right way, it's going to fly right back in. And that's exactly what happened there. The 1-1. A good shot deep to left field. Still going back. And that ball is gone. It's a 3-run shot for Lindo. And just like that, it is a new ball game. 5 for the Ironmen have their first lead of the game. What a swing. It was only a matter of time before one had the distance and left. And at long last, there it is. It's the catcher Lindo going yard. Now 5-4 your score. They needed the opportunity to be a positive one, and they made it happen. What a swing it was. Got the best spot possible, barreled it up nicely. And now it turns to Cash with the bases cleared, and Premier back to the drawing board. Fly ball sent towards right field. This one is going to be caught and the inning is over. But unfortunately for Premier, it comes just a minute too late. A 3-run shot from Tucker Lindo. The difference as things stand. To the fourth we go. The Ironmen, for the first time in game number 2, have a lead, up 5-4 on Premier Ohio.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
The Ironmen needed a way to drastically change the game, and with one swing of the bat, they made it happen. A 3-run shot for Tucker Lindo over the left field fence makes it 5-4. As you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on SmeeSports, back to the top of the order, Premier goes for the third time with Swaboni, Fries, and Kalinowski. The 0-1 will bounce in. McMurray does remain on the mound. There is going to be some more action in the bullpen. Double action it is for the Ironmen, as now they look to play on top opposed to in pursuit. Swaboni, fly ball into right field, again drops it down. He is now 3 for 3 on the day, going towards second, and in the end will retreat to first. It's the right call, tried getting aggressive, but understands one mistake can be enough to give the Ironmen enough momentum to get out of this inning. So now the tying run stands at first. And we've seen them already with some base running miscues. You don't want to replicate that either. So Swaboni is on for the third time today as Fries will step in. Again, this is going to end up being a higher scoring game, pretty much as we expected. I don't think we expected a low scoring affair, but both teams have been quite consistent offensively across the board, not just in one inning. The 1-0, that time a good response for McMurray. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does have a shorter leash, considering that now you're playing with a lead. A narrow lead, yes, but still one that you want to hold on to be a top 3 seed when it's all said and done. The 1-1, Fries underneath it, fouls it away. And again, up next, it is the Midwest Stars taking on the Ohio Tide. That game, I think, hoping to get underway at around 12:45 to 1. Just depends on exactly where we are in regard to the time limit here. Count 1 and 2 on the third baseman. Not a bad spot, McMurray. You can tell from up here. Didn't like the call. A little verbal cue from him. But in the end, I believe just off the plate. Not a bad miss, but still a miss in my book. Count 2 and 2. He'll try it again this time. He'll sail it high. Full count 3 and 2 with Kalinowski in the on-deck circle. And if this is to be a walk, it is decision time for Coach Otto and Ironman. Do they make the change or do they stick with McMurray? But there is the swing and miss from Fries, 1 down. 4th strikeout today for Travis McMurray, and that'll, I'm sure, buy him at least a little bit more time. if he can get you to the 5th, it's not a crazy ask. You're 2 outs away from making it happen. Get to the 5th, up by 1 at least. You'll take him out, and he'll be the winning pitcher, and I'm sure more than delighted with his performance. And if that were to happen, he would only allow the 1 run across 3 innings of work. A good bridge guy to the back end of your pen, who then look to take you to the promised land. The 1-0, taken for a strike. The offense, it really hasn't been there in bunches today for the Ironmen. But at long last, they look to be a threat in this tournament offensively. Still their defense, only allowing the 4 runs in this game. It's quite impressive what they have been able to do. One of the stronger defenses in the entire competition. Count 2-1 on Kalinowski, the right fielder. That'll even it up. 2-2. After Kalinowski, it goes to Evan Lucas, the first baseman. Premier down by 1 away in the 4th. Looking to battle their way back to an even scoreline. The 2-2 pitch is well high, full count. And it looks like the action in the pen will be done with. So we'll see if changes made soon, as there is ball 4. So 2 on, 1 down. And now it will turn to Evan Lucas. No time called. And it looks like as things stand, the Ironmen are going to be patient. Evan Lucas, 1 big swing away. Top of the 4th inning, this game could easily flip once again. First pitch taken high for ball 1. It's also potentially reasonable to say a mound visit here would mean it's a pitching change. No, hey, you got this, or anything along those lines. Just based on the score, you would make that direct change. The 1-0, high and in. I say that as well because you're up by 1. You had to fight to make that happen. If that ball is hit any less, it could be a routine flyout to Swaboni and the inning ends, opposed to a 3-run homer. And will you get another opportunity like that? Who knows? Lucas, good shot, deep to right field, still going back, and this one is going to one-hop the fence and stay inside the park. Swaboni is going to come around and score, as it's an RBI double for Evan Lucas. We are tied again at 5. What a swing it was. For the first time since 0-0, we are evened up. But you could just feel Premier. They have momentum, they have rhythm once again, and they have the power. It's been a while since we've been tied. It hasn't been since the second at-bat. After the second at-bat, it was 1-0, and there was never a even scoreline. The 0-1, Jonda will take strike 2. So Jonda quickly in a hole after walking his first 2 times up. Still has 2 runners in scoring position to try and bring around. The 0-2, Jonda will swing and miss. 5 strikeouts on the day for Travis McMurray. And now it turns over to Dom Santoro. Coach Otto on the edge of his dugout, definitely thinking, if 2 score here, odds are that would do it for McMurray. Dom Santoro trying to make that a reality for Premier. First pitch he sees, he'll take for strike 1. But overall, this offense has been quite impressive today. 15 runs across the 2 games played thus far for Premier Santoro. The 0-1, taken high. Time now 12:10, so officially 10 minutes after the projected start time of our last game today in pool play. So running well behind here. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Not a bad swing from Santoro, but just missed it. And he is down to his final strike with his pitcher in the on-deck circle. A combined 10 runs so far, and we are only in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-2. Can't get it. Not a bad spot from McMurray, but not perfect. That was pitch number 64 today for him, coming out of the bullpen after the 1st inning. Now the 2-2, high. Again, he thought he had it. Full count 3-2. Odds are, barring foul ball, you could say this is his last pitch. And I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. Here's the payoff pitch. It's high for ball 4. And again, it is decision time for the Ironmen. What do they opt to do with the bases loaded? Could even be worth taking a second to talk to him. But it looks like they will stick with him for the time being as Ziegler steps in. Over 2 today. 4 for 12 this past season. A .333 average with 4 RBIs in 4 games for Brecksville's varsity. It could also be a, you know what? If we're losing, then we pull you. But if we're tied, you know what? You got us through the inning. We'll take it. But I think this is definitely last batter. The 0-1, Ziegler flies it foul. But I am surprised they didn't make the move. If he gets out of this, it's the right call not to make the move. If he struggles and Premier scores a few, then of course you have your answer. 2-strike count on Ziegler. McMurray will try to end the inning here, but we'll have to wait. And I do believe Coach Otto is charting everything on the edge of the dugout. That could definitely help him make a more informed decision with his pitching. The 1-2, swing and a miss. This side is retired. Ziegler chases the high heat. And that'll be McMurray's 6th strikeout of the game, 3 of which have come this inning. Premier, though, does tie it up in the top of the 4th inning on a beautiful RBI double from Evan Lucas. Middle of 4 in Willoughby. 5-5 your score here on SmeeSports.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Welcome back to Loomis Field, bottom of the 4th inning. Did talk to the umpires between the half-inning break. And we were told that we have about a half an hour until we do reach the time limit. So once again, odds are we will not be playing 7. 6 might even be pushing it, just depending on how the next inning and a half goes. But for the Ironmen, it'll be Zarella leading it off as he'll foul this one back. Again, one more game today, still waiting to make a decision on that one, depending on how long this game goes. As, of course, the storms are coming in. If we can get out of here before the storms start, it'll be good for the equipment, as if it starts storming here, odds are we are going to have to be done anyway. The 0-1 is going to sail wide. And then from there, we'll figure out tomorrow, as it looks like we'll have 3 games, could have more, could have less, depending on how bracket play works out today. But this tournament has been ever-changing, and to be fair, just this weekend in general has been ever-changing with the brackets in every tournament in the area. It's not just an NABF World Series thing that we have to continue bouncing through a bunch of different brackets and different games, all of which have been scrapped and redone many times. Count 1 and 2. And Ziegler will get the punch out. 1 up, 1 down. Second strikeout of the day for Michael Ziegler. So with 1 away, we go back to the top of the order with Blair, as he had a bunt single his first time up. Or his last time up, rather. But 2 for 2 on the day, singled his first time up. That was more of a natural base hit in comparison to his seconds. But it still got the job done. This time he is well underneath it, a fly ball sent towards right field. And it is going to be caught. Just catches it against the foul fence for out number 2. An excellent play and right by Kalinowski. Somehow got over there, and just the way that player swung it, he was going for the fences. I think this team and both teams in general have started to figure out, you know what? It's 300 to both corners. Let's shoot it over there and see what happens. It definitely does look like a shallow fence, and out in center field, it's 370. Fly ball again towards right field. This time it's going to be in fair territory, and a lot easier for Kalinowski to make the play. This time he will retire this side. The Ironmen go in order in the bottom of the 4th. To the 5th we go. Score remains 5-5, all even in this NABF World Series Pool Play Championship.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Top of 5 at AOA's Loomis Field. 5-5 your score. It's 5s all the way around as you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on SmeeSports in partnership with the Diamond League. Ground ball played right back to the mound. And it seems like the moment that we checked about the time limit, both teams have decided to speed things up. It's 1 up, 1 down to begin the 5th. But a really quick bottom of the 4th inning and 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 5th. Maybe they want to play 7. Now, the question is, who would advance on a tie? It just depends on the tiebreaker because it's 2 different answers. What I mean by that is, if it's runs allowed, then the Ironmen would be the number 1 team out of this pod. If it was runs scored, it would be Premier. The 1-0 Kitzberger fly ball foul. Off towards the right side. We'll have to see. As well, run differential, if that's what it is, it would also go to the Ironmen, who have 2 up on this Premier team. So I do believe they would advance as things stand. So Premier has some work to do as they need a win. McMurray's 1-1. Low for ball 2. Still surprised to see him in. But it looks like they just opted to let him go out here and do his thing. He has done a good job. I'll give him credit. And this inning has done a good job too. Just needs to keep it the way it is. The 2-1. Foul back. Count now 2-2. In the on-deck circle, it is Swaboni, who has been the hot bat today. 3 for 3 with 4 total bases. 2 singles and a double. Count 2-2 as that pitch sails high for ball 3, full count. Time locally 12:21 here in Willoughby. Payoff pitch again. Kitzberger flies it foul. It is now up to 85. The high today is 88. And that'll be right around when the Storms do hit. Once again, here comes the payoff pitch. Well, we're going to do it again. Again, Kitzberger flies it foul. Now on the other app, it's 87, feels like 93. I don't know what the temperature is, folks. I couldn't tell you. I've just been given a 4-degree discrepancy. One more payoff pitch. Kitzberger ground ball over towards short. Throw from Gilmore to first is going to not beat him. Kitzberger legs it out. I didn't think he had it in him. Just able to get down the line in a hurry. And it's a 1-out infield single for the catcher, setting up Swaboni. This is his opportunity to come in and show what he can do again. He has shown it time and time again. Does he have anything else to prove? No. Does he want to give his team back the lead? Yes. And he has the power to make it happen. Just needs a good swing. That time couldn't connect. But he is swinging with confidence still. That's not one you want to chase, but it could be a lot worse. As for McMurray, he will take all the chases in the world. The 0-1 that time, taken at the top for strike 2. That's just toying with him. You play it at that same exact spot that he swung. If I'm McMurray, if I can get this one a little bit taller than the zone, I'm putting it there and trying to get the punch out that way. Instead, goes out. I felt like that would have been a really good way to close the sequence. You go high again, see if he chases. It'd be a mind game at that point. Now the 1-2 runner goes, pitch high and in, throw down to second. Not in time. It'll escape into center field. A nice stolen base for Kitzberger. Count out 2-2. Good patience from Swaboni. Do you think about it here? Definitely could. After Swaboni, it goes to Fries. The 2-2, he will stay alive. Like a survival swing. As for McMurray, that was pitch 84 today. So again, I think you have to be thinking about your bullpen. Unless you are going to have him get into the 100s potentially. Once again, the 2-2. This time it's high. From 0-2 to full. A great battle by Swaboni. But his work is far from done. Does he have it in him one more time? The payoff pitch underneath it flies it foul, so we will see it again. His dugout is absolutely loving this battle. Even if he does go down, he is still on pace to have one of the better offensive performances of this entire tournament. From a single game perspective, it'll definitely be up there when it's all said and done. Once more, the payoff pitch. This time, he takes it for ball 4. What an at-bat by Nick Swaboni. 3 for 3, stays perfect, and adds on a walk. A big performance for him as now it turns to Danny Fries. The rising senior out of Brookside, a big opportunity still. 2 on, 1 down. And now it looks like Lindo is going to go and have a word with his pitcher. And you have to think, if nobody's ready, they might be sent out there now. Or at the same time, are you playing with the idea that you're playing 6 innings, not 7? And does that change things? You never really know what a coaching staff is thinking or how they want to operate. I wouldn't be surprised if they're playing thinking, okay, the time limit is going to come into effect soon. We're not playing 7. Let's see if we can run his pitch count up and only use him up here and still get the win. Fries chops this one over towards third, right above the bag. It's off the third baseman's face, and the runner is going to be safe at third. So, after a cruel twist of fate, the bases will be loaded. There's nothing the third baseman Newton could have done. Just ran up, smacked him in the face. And now it goes to Kalinowski, the right fielder. A couple of good putouts in the last inning. Now a chance for a big offensive play. The infield, at least in part, will be in. Corners in. Middle, normal depth for the Ironmen. Can they hang on? Kalinowski takes ball 1. After the right fielder, it goes to Evan Lucas, who has an RBI in each of his 3 at-bats today. That's a pretty impressive stat line, too. The 1-0, Kalinowski underneath it. Could be playable off towards our right. And it is. It's caught for out number 2. So it turns once again to Evan Lucas. This is his time to shine. 3 RBIs today, 2 for 3. Sac fly, single double. All of which have an extra RBI tacked on. But what an opportunity for him and for this Premier team. They have battled to be in this game, and they have earned the right to be here. First pitch, Lucas will take strike 1 on the outside edge. They earned the big win earlier against the Midwest Stars, who once again should be playing here next. The 0-1 Lucas, fly ball deep to right center field, and this one will be caught. Blair is able to track it down, and that'll end the inning. The bases stranded loaded by Premier in the top of the 5th inning. To the bottom of the frame we go. The Ironmen will have to pick up the pace, currently tied 5-5 with Premier.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
We've just heard around 15 minutes left to go until we reach the time limit. So once again, the 6th inning will probably be it. But a chance if the Ironmen play their cards right to play a long inning here and walk out of here a little bit early with the win. But 5-5 your score. It'll remain with Ziegler on the mound. And I think Premier, if it does get dicey, will have to be quick with a pitching change, as they don't want to make it where their pitching change puts us to the time limit. And that time he did go. But who knows? You could have a quick 6th inning and we could see the 7th. It just depends on how quick these teams go. I do think the 6th, I've been saying it all day, will be the last inning of this game. Then from there, it'll be time. I don't know if the Stars are here or exactly where they are. But they'll be up next taking on Ohio Tide, as we really haven't seen too many guys walk back in. But we do see the Tide off to our right. The 0-1 taken for a strike. I'm going to try to see if we see the Stars or not. I don't see them at all. Haven't seen any of them yet. So we'll see where they are and where they are hanging out. Count 0-2. This time it's fouled back. A good survival swing. It is Pearson Ganoki. 2 walks so far today. Looking to get on for a 3rd straight time. And also that next game, just delay a little bit more, as there is the swing and miss. 1 up, 1 down. Ziegler up to 3 strikeouts today. But initially they moved it back to 12:15. That was the initial time given on the NABF Game Changer site. So already a half-hour delay, or 15-minute now to half-hour. So we'll see how much longer it goes, as there is strike 1. As things stand, I don't see us starting until 1:15 or 1:30 for that game. Barring a quick inning or so, I don't see that happening, because both teams will have to warm up from nothing. The 0-1, high and in. Lockett gets more than turned around there. Count now 1-1. But a long day at the office already for the Ironmen, as we'll see where the day takes them after this. Both teams, assuming the weather does hold off, will have to play more. But again, Osborne is quick with the rain to suspend games. And that definitely is going to be a threat if we do play at around 1:30. Here's the 2-1, high and out for ball 3. So a 3-1 counts. After Lockett, it goes to Newton. So far today, 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a flyout. This time he'll take his base, and he is the go-ahead run. So if we do get to the time limit this inning, he could be the massive point of difference. But you look at Premier in the top of the 5th, that was, you could feel their big chance. They might have a chance in the 6th to come out and play a few, but this is their best opportunity. And now it looks like we are going to see a courtesy run for the Ironmen. Or more of just a pinch run in this case. As opposed to Lockett, they will have number 8 run the bases, that being Stanley Magilski. And that could also be a DH re-entry for pitcher, and Magilski is coming on to pitch. I'd be surprised, but that definitely could be on the table. Time 12:34, so around 10-ish minutes until that time limit comes into effect. First pitch high and in for ball 1, and then from there, we'll be playing on borrowed time. Again, I've mentioned it. It was going to matter at some point, and if you had an extra 15 minutes, we wouldn't even be talking about it right here. The 1-0 wide for ball 2. And if you're a Premier, you have to know where the time is, because, again, you can't win. Unless you take this to the 6th inning, you cannot win this game. If it's close, you have to be quick to get out of the inning. And to your credit, you're 2 outs away. Easier said than done to make that happen. But you're still in a spot that you could make it happen. The 2-0 wide for ball 3. In the on-deck circle, it'll go to Gilmore. Or potentially a sub, just depending on if there will be a quick move made or not. But it appears right now Gilmore will be hitting. Ooh, a late strike call high and in. Count now 3-1. We'll also have to see as well what other changes are going to be made to the bracket once everything is solidified. But I'm sure we'll get official word shortly after this one is over to see exactly what's going on. 3-1, pitch is low for ball 4. And it's a shame as he is safe. But I thought if that was a live ball, they would have had him. Which, again, as a catcher, that's a terrible feeling. You do the dirty work, you throw just in case it is a strike. Doesn't matter. And now the go-ahead run. Stanton scoring position for Gilmore to try and move along. A pop-out and a fly-out so far today for him. One down and around 9 minutes until the time limits. But right now, Ziegler just struggling to find the zone. And Premier knows if they make a pitching change, odds are it's going to have to be quick. And if it's not, then they don't have a chance to win this game. As cruel as it is. The 1-0 tipped back and caught. Count 1-1. Gilmore so far today 0 for 2 with a pop-out and a fly-out. And then in the on-deck circle, it is Tucker Lindo, who, of course, at the time, hit a go-ahead 3-run homer. The 1-1 taken for a strike. A high strike, one that I don't know if I agree with, but still, it is the decision on hand. Count 1-2. 5-5, bottom of 5. And it's pivotal pool play game. Ground ball taken on the mound. What a play. Throw to first is in time for out number 2. And that is a bold decision to make that play. You get the out, yes, but that was one you really needed to turn to second to try and force a double play. Or, if you had time, turn to third. I don't think third was ever really on the table. But you have 2 outs now. And now you have to step in and face Lindo, who already has 1 home run today. Will lightning strike twice, even if it isn't a home run? First pitch high for ball 1. How crazy do you get with it? Do you decide you don't want to pitch to him? I don't think you do. But it could be on the table where you say, you know what, we're going to pitch around him, we're going to put him on, and then we'll face whoever's next. The 1-0, swing and a miss. For Premier in the top of the 6th inning, it'll be Jonda, Santoro, and Ziegler, 5, 6, and 7 due up. There is action in the pen, but I doubt it happens unless runs score here. The 1-1, taken for strike 2. And again, the big reason why, you don't have time. That's the kicker of warming up a new pitcher. You would run out of time in this game. Ziegler 1 strike away from getting out of the 5th inning and giving Premier one last chance. The 1-2 will miss high. Now that new pitcher will probably come on for the 6th. But at that point, it won't matter. Once you start the 6th inning, you know that'll be your last inning. You know that there's no racing the clock at that point. The pressure is off. The 2-2. Lindlow underneath it again. Just well foul. I mean, Lindo had the best part of that baseball possible. Just shot it well too high. Too much underneath it. He has the power. We have seen the home run power. Can he do it again? Another 2-2. This time, Lindo underneath it, skies it towards left center field, as this one will be caught by Santoro to end the 5th. And now we will see. We should have enough time for one more inning. Our umpires will check their watches, and it looks like we will come back out for the 6th. And yes, it is confirmed. We are going to play on to the 6th inning. Score remains 5-5. One more inning to go in this pivotal pool play matchup.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Last inning right here, right now for Premier and the Ironmen. For the Ironmen, if you come out of here 5-5, at worst you tie, and with it, you do win the pod, if I am reading the tiebreakers correctly. But we'll leave all the math for later on today as Jonda fouls this one off. That'll be the conversation later on after this, as depending on how this one goes and depending on how that messes up the landscape of the other part of the bracket, there could also be a chance that our next game does not have any bearing on the overall tournament. We'll see what ends up happening. I do believe bracket play is set to begin at around 2:15 at Hawken. The 1-1 taken for a strike. Count 1 and 2 on Jonda. We're going to check the schedule as well to see if we do have any updates in that regard. Now the 1-2, as this time it'll miss low. Count out 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it looks like we do have a couple of teams set into their spots coming up. The 2-2, Jonda underneath it, flies it foul. But at 2:30, it'll be the Yukon Miners here. At 2:30 at Hawken, it'll be the Warehouse Warcats. At 5 here at Loomis, it'll be OEB. At 5 at League Park, it'll be the Troy Post Legends. And then bracket play as of right now, still the same for tomorrow. But again, with cancellations, that could change. Again, the 2-2, Jonda, line drive into left field and down for a leadoff base hit. Premier's go-ahead run now stands at first to begin the final inning of play. A big swing from Griffin Jonda. He is now 1 for 2 on the day with a pair of walks as well. But of course, you make a different time limit to try and move games along. This is what happens. You play half of the time limit and eventually you reach what would have been the normal one and then some. And now it turns to Dom Santoro as he will fly this one foul. But if Premier can score at least 1 here, you still do have pressure, but you have a lifeline to at least get a result from this game. But I think after this, you'll have your 4 through 6 set up. The 0-1 will just miss. And we're still waiting to see where these teams will slot into the bracket depending on where they win and are put into. But a lot of pressure on these guys right here. The 1-1, Santoro fouls it away. I mean, you play this long into a game, you know, okay, you might have one more after this. You want to make it as easy of a game as possible. Not that there is an easy game left after pool play. But you've gone this far, you don't want to fall short. Count 1 and 2. Santoro will take strike 3, looking 1 down. McMurray, his 7th strikeout of the day, and he is still going strong now in the 90s. I wasn't expecting him to pitch this long. But once again, I do think the Ironmen played knowing, okay, we're not going to play the 7th inning most likely. If we do, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But if he can get us through 5, Even if he does go high into a pitch count, you'll take it. And there is strike one, now into the 100s. That was pitch 104 for Travis McMurray, but definitely is running out of pitches that he can throw. Ziegler thought about it, and there is the late strike call. After Ziegler, it goes to Henlon, then Kitzberger. So no guarantee you get to go back to the top of the order with Silvoni, who has been your best, most consistent hitter today. You'll need the bottom of your order to come up and make something happen, and even with it, you might need Griffin Chanda to make something happen on the bases. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for McMurray, up to 8 on the day. 2 down. And now he'll go up against Henlon. Henlon so far brought in a run on an error, struck out, and grounded out. And now it looks like time is going to be called, and that might do it for Travis McMurray. Which this will be an interesting time to take him out if they do. We'll see. I wouldn't be a big fan of it. It looks like it will be, but back-to-back strikeouts. I get again, he has that pitch count, as he'll get an embrace from his coach. It's a bold call here to make this change. He'll get an ovation coming off the diamond, as he deserves. Coming in as an emergency pitcher, 106 pitches later, 8 strikeouts later. It's 5-5. He has kept Premier at bay, but it turns to his bullpen, who will try and do the same when we return to Andrews Osborne Academy.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Majerski is ready to go on the mound for the Ironmen. 2 down, top of the 6th inning, the final inning of play in this one. Still 5-5, and if they hold Premier here, at worst, they tie this game up. And as I've said a few times, if I have read the run rules and all the bylaws correctly, I do believe the tiebreaker would fall to them as they would finish first in the group. The 0-1 hits the outside edge. And just like that, Majerski 2 pitches in. It's 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. As for the Ironmen, it'll be Cash, Jarella, and Blair 8-9-1 coming up to try and win the game. The 0-2 high and in. But that would be devastating for Premier if they don't have a chance to win this game. Played so well early, took that 3-0 lead, just couldn't hold on. That home run, really detrimental, but they did well to tie it up in the end. The 1-2, good drive from Hanlon, into left field it goes, and this inning will continue. Premier still has a chance as that single keeps them alive, now bringing it over to Kitzberger. A single his last time up will need to do it again, as he has more work to do. Again, depending on how long this one goes, we are still trying to make a decision as to if we will stay around for the last game of pool play as the storms are coming in, and we don't want to get caught out in the storms, especially with the equipment. Kitzberger, deep drive to center field, and it is going to be caught by Blair, and at best, Premier can tie this game. As for the Ironmen, the pressure now is on them. At worst, they tie. At best, they walk this one off. Middle of 6 at Loomis Field. Score remains 5-5. Last chance for the Ironmen when we return to Willoughby.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
To clarify before we begin the bottom of the sixth inning and checking the NABF website, runs against is the first tiebreaker, and based on the performance today, at most, the Ironmen will give up 5 runs. In total today, Premier has given up 13. So, as things stand, your pool winners are going to be the Ironmen, regardless of the results here. Still, they're playing for the win. They want to go 2-0, and they want to advance. But they know they'll be 1, and Premier will be 2, and then from there, it just depends on how it works out. Of course, runs against, it'll hurt the Stars, but if they find a way to go out and blank their opponent, the Ohio Tide, they could technically, unless head-to-head is relevant, advance as the 2 seed, and then from there could knock out Premier. That is still a reality, but a tie here, Premier would be guaranteed to advance as the 2 seed. But here we go, bottom of the 6th inning, last chance for the Ironmen as they look to sweep the morning session. And it's a swing and miss to begin. Maybe in a surprising way, there was no pitching change. Ziegler does stay on for Premier. Well up there in pitch count, but he hopes to close this one out. The 0-1 will miss wide. That was pitch 87, I believe. So again, just running off that pitch count, not a bad thing, especially if this is going to be his only outing of the tournament. The 1-1, swing and a miss. But there will always be that option in the bullpen if needed in an emergency to make that change, switch out the pitcher to try and keep this game where it is right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch breaks in, and it is there for strike 3 looking. 1 up, 1 down. As Michael Ziegler gets his 4th strikeout of the game. As well, make sure you stick with us after our final commercial break as we will announce our player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville. So 1 up, 1 down as Zarella will step back in. Actually, no, it is going to be a change here in a moment. So the change has been made here. Everything being thrown at this one. As I do believe this is Skavnicki. So Skavnicki entering the game for the first time. The 1-0 taken for a strike. A lot of low strikes called in this game. That has been a constant so far today. Count 1-1 on Skavnicki. The now graduate of Struthers, 5'10", 185. Batted .231 this past season. The 1-1 taken for a strike. I'll give Michael Ziegler a lot of credit here. He has come out and has pitched quite well considering his pitch count too. Very impressive all the way around. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ziegler back to work. Just will miss low. Not a terrible miss either. Time now 12:55, so once again, once the teams have time to warm up, you're looking at probably a 1:30 first pitch, so an hour and a half late. Now the 2-2. Up high, we're full. So again, we will make a decision on that game shortly. Of course, we're just trying to make sure we do everything possible to protect ourselves and the equipment. And with those storms coming in, it might not be viable to do that game. Full count 3-2. And here comes the payoff pitch. High and in, it's ball 4. So the winning run will now stand at first for the Ironmen as we go back to the top of the order in Blair. And it looks like Zarella is going to come on and run for Skavnicki. They just want to bring out their speed and do everything they can to try and walk off this game. That's their priority here. Because you're not playing in a 7th inning. The 7th inning is relevant because it doesn't exist in this game. You can win it in the 6th or nothing. And I wouldn't be surprised as well if somebody else gets on. Premier does make that pitching change. They want the tie. They're playing for it. As again, that'll make sure they are the 2 seed. And could help them out in overall seeding. Blair, the first pitch he sees will be taken for strike 1 on the outside edge. As for Ziegler, up to 96 pitches on the day. So the potential for 2 of the 3 pitchers that we've seen in this game to exceed 100. Quite impressive. The 0-1. Not a bad miss, but just high. Again, the next game here at this field, it'll be the Midwest Stars taking on the Ohio Tide. And that'll be the match for 3rd place in this bracket pool. Runner goes 1-1. Popped up over towards left field. And this one is going to be caught. An excellent hustle job by Swaboni to track it down for out number 2. That ball just kept traveling. Nowhere near where he thought it was initially going to drop. In the end, is able to track it down. And that winning run will remain at first as it turns to Eddie Bradley, the left fielder. A walk, a ground out, and a fly out. As this is it. The last chance in the 6th for the Ironmen. Throw back to first, not in time. And they know that would be a very anticlimactic way to close out this game. But as things stand, assuming we don't have a magical extra inning added on, we are going to see the Ironmen leave this one as the 1 seed out of this bracket pool. They won't be the overall 1 seed, but they will leave it as a team moving on in a really good spot to the round of 8, aka the quarterfinal. All you have to do is just make it to that field and you have a chance to win this tournament. Of course, 1 plays 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. You'll have the quarterfinals today, assuming the rain holds off. And then you'll go to tomorrow's semifinals and championship here at AOA. Counts it at 1-1. Runner goes, pitch fouled back. It is now about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This game has gone way longer than expected. I mean, over 2 hours already. So in the end, the extra 15 minutes doesn't matter. Runner goes, the 1-2. And the runner just has to dive on in as the batter takes one. And that was right in line with his back. Just get down, get out of the way. The winning run now in scoring position. A base hit could bring him in. I do think at least you try it if this ball is put in play. Now the 2-2. Ground ball played over towards first. Flip to the pitcher is in time on the cover. And there is out number 3. A nice cover by the pitcher, Ziegler. He takes care of business. And now we will see, as expected, this one will end in a tie. 5-5 your final. It is the first tie in all of this tournament. No ties before this one, but this bracket pool championship game does end with the spoils being shared. 5-5 your final. When we return, we will announce our player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville as you are watching NABF 18U World Series Baseball on SmeeSports.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
5-5 your final. The honors even in this one. Your player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville. It'll go to Nick Swaboni, 3 for 3 on the day with a walk, a couple of nice putouts in left field. Overall, a good performance for him as that'll wrap up the quote-unquote championship of this pool. But with that tie in mind, your 1 versus 2 matchup, it goes the way we expected. 1 and 2 will come out of that game. 3 and 4, depending on which team wins this one, will come out of this game. Could have a chance that one of these teams does sneak in, but it'll be a tough wait for them afterwards if they don't get the result here. 1-1, though, should be enough to see the winner of this game make it to the field of 8, but that remains yet to be seen. For now, we're going to go and make a decision as to if we stick around for this game or not, because, again, we do have some heavy, severe weather coming in, and we want to make sure we do everything right to keep everything safe. But if we are to stay, that game will go live in a few minutes. If not, it'll be taken down pretty quickly. Either way, join us tomorrow. As of right now, we'll have 3 games starting in the morning at 9, then 11:30, then 2, and that'll close out this year's 18U World Series. Still, things could change just depending on how this one goes with the weather, but we'll keep you all updated on social media and on YouTube, as always. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and TikTok, SmeeSports LLC on Facebook and LinkedIn, and SmeeFest 2024 on Twitter. As well, go down below and subscribe. While there is no added cost, it greatly helps out all that we do here at SmeeSports as we cover the best of the Cleveland and Stark County areas. But that'll do it for us for game number 2 today. The honors split 5 apiece, your final. This is Nathan Smee signing off for now from Loomis Field in Willoughby as you are watching NABF World Series Baseball on SmeeSports.